I think I am live on Facebook. No, YouTube. I think I'm making it work. So this is just a test to see whether it works and whether I can actually get this going. I've had some real issues over the last couple of days trying to get a YouTube live to work. I think I am live on Facebook. No, YouTube. I think I'm making it work. So this is just a test to see whether it... And you can probably hear me talk back. Okay, so let me just show you what I've been doing today. So I'm hoping you can see this. I've shared my screen and we've been looking at an art session today. And today's been the third live that I've done. So previously I've done them on Facebook because YouTube was not streaming for me. So it seems to be working. Let me just switch on the light so you can see this work properly. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so let me just talk you through this process. So I will be doing daily lives on YouTube and maybe even on Facebook as well, looking at different things that you could be doing with your kids over the period of time that they are at home with you. So we're going to do some science, we're going to do some maths, we're going to do some art. And today I've been looking at some art. So I'm going to show you this technique to create these really lovely looking petals and also leaves by using stuff that you can find around the house. So for this particular technique, what you need are some felt tip pens. So I've got lots of different coloured felt tips over here. And the cheaper the better, because the cheap ones are more washable, so they will work really well with this technique. So get all your cheap felt tip pens out, the things that you don't normally tend to use, and use them for this particular art session. You need an image to copy from, so find something that's floral, something where you can look at the petals and the designs in there. You're also going to need some paintbrushes. So I've got two different ones over here. So I've got a thick one and a thin one. And you need some water. So I've got a beaker. Me being a scientist, the only thing that I could find around the house was a beaker. So I filled that up with water. So I've got all this set up. It's also useful to have a water and fade-proof pen. So this is a pen that I've got. So this is Uniball, but you could be using other types of permanent markers as well. So whatever you can find around the house. So to do this technique, it's nice and easy, and all kids of all ages can get involved, and even parents, because you'll come up with different ways of making this work for you. So I'm going to do some examples with, let's start off with green. So I've got a couple of different greens over here. I'm going to create a leaf. So if you've been watching me on Facebook already, I've done this. But if not, if you don't have Facebook, we're live on YouTube now. So let's have a look at this. I'm going to be testing. So this is my test page. I'm going to draw a simple leaf design, and I'm going to see how this will work with the water. So let's just turn off my phone so that doesn't go off. So let's see what's going to happen here. I'm going to add some color here. And if you look at loads of different leaves, you normally see the veins in leaves. So I'm just going to draw this really crudely at first, just so you can see what the technique is and how it works. Now, what you need to do is to apply some water to your paintbrushes. Not very much, though. So dry off the excess, and then you slowly slide your paintbrush over the color and slide it over across the shape that you've got. You don't want to go crazy with it, because then you'll lose those lines that you've drawn, and you want to keep those in because that's the shape of your leaf and the veins that you've got in there. So if you see there, the color will just smudge with the water, and it will make the color run into the rest of your shape, and you're going to have this really nice watercolor effect. You don't even need to use anything fancy. This is stuff that you can find around in the house. Now, to make the petals, if we look at these petals, I don't have a purple color. The closest to the purple is this pink, but I do have blues, and I've got reds. And you know, if you mix blue and red together, you're going to get a sort of a purpley color. So let's try and get this purple effect and get these kind of defined lines in the center of this petal. So I'm going to try now to do a petal. So I'm going to apply the pink first and get that petal shape over here. And always have a testing page before you go on to a final design. I think you can get really frustrated because you can't get the exact same design, but you haven't tested out how these things work. So always test out first. Now my red looks like it's running out, but I've still got some red color there. So let's add the red I might add some pink in there. I've got some different types of felt tip pens. I'm going to add some pink color in there. And you can see that I'm just drawing some lines in. And I've even got like a fine tip pen. So I'm going to add that to create some fine tip designs there. And just play around and see what works really well. So you can be testing this out with lots of different types of colors. Now to get the purple, I've said I need to add a bit of blue. So I'm going to add some blue. The type of paper you need to be using needs to be thicker than normal paper, because if you try using normal copier paper and you're adding the water, it's just going to seep through and ruin your design. So this is sketchbook paper. If you've got cardboard at home, you can be using that. So I'm going to use a thin paintbrush now. Start off in the corner and just slowly bring that color out. Oh, I'm liking that. Look at that. Now you could just leave it like that. You don't have to be coloring all the empty white bits in, but you can do if you want to. So I'm going to add some more water and just slide that across. I might actually get rid of all the white bits because I think it's going to look nice colored. So on this side, I'm just going to bring that pink from the ends of the tips in so it's lighter than the rest. And it's a really nice technique to do at home with the kids. So easy. You don't need any paint. Just need a paintbrush and some felt tip pens. So I've created here a petal that looks like it's completely been done in watercolor, and you can test out different colors. This purple hasn't turned out as nice as I thought. It just depends on what kind of blues you've got, what kind of reds you've got. I've got a really lovely petal there. Now what you could do with your marker pens is go over the detail once it's dry. Now this one's already dry, so I could go over that detail with my black, and it really brings out the color in the background. But you don't have to go through over it. You could go over it with actually another felt tip pen instead. So instead of going over with a thick black color, but this looks like a really good illustration. So you could get the kids to write a story and illustrate their book, or you could just get them to go over with another felt tip pen after it's dry underneath. So it's up to you how you do it. Play around with lots of different techniques and create a lovely, imagine that petal all the way around. You're going to be able to create this lovely flower. Okay, so have fun and post your images onto my Facebook page and let me show me what you've done. Yeah, so I finally got YouTube Live to work. So let me know if this works for you. Let me know if you can actually hear me and see me, and whether you were alerted, for those of you that have subscribed. And I'll see you guys soon. So hopefully now that I've got it working, I can actually do some stuff with this tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be doing maths. So it's going to be maths with Sid, and we'll see how it works. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye. And let's see if I can make this stop working now. Brilliant. I'll see you guys soon.